What's up, guys, and welcome back to TI6 Qualifiers. From the China region, it's going to be CDEC going up against Vici Gaming. Their third game. I think Vici Gaming played only once so far. It was up against their Vici Gaming Reborn, and I think Reborn won, although I'm kind of having trouble actually finding a result there. But either way, CDEC so far won one split series, winning against Tongfu, losing up against eHome. We'll see how they do up against Vici Gaming. Looking pretty good coming out of the first open qualifiers from the China region. But yeah, we'll see. CDEC looking, maybe a little bit hit or miss. But then again, Vici Gaming, same thing. I'm Mike Loris, going to be your caster for today, and I just realized I was looking in the wrong place to find out how to fix the audio thing. Like the threshold thing is apparently not how you do it. You gotta go through the Steam thing. So I'm not sure if what I did actually helps at all. So I still need you guys to tell me if anything is broken or cutting out or whatever. But hopefully everything is just fine, as we are gonna see the draft progress in a kind of interesting way. Got Vengeful Spirit as the ban. Definitely one of Vici Gaming's more preferred support heroes. Burning the support, yes, Burning is the support, plays a mean support Vengeful Spirit. So CDEC, gonna take that one out, of course. This isn't really going to solve everything. You could very easily give Burning pretty much anything. He'll be doing just fine. Typically tends to play those, a little more static supports, not the Earth Spirits. Bounty Hunters, that's usually reserved for HYM, but they can very easily grab a Disruptor and be okay with Burning's hero pool right now. But yeah, Venge definitely an interesting one to see them pay that much respect to Burning in particular. On the Vici Gaming end, taking out the Bounty Hunter, taking out that Lifestealer, but now facing up against the Earth Spirit, which I believe was banned up against or in CDEC's previous two games. So now going to have that early game tempo roam from this hero, and with Ricky still in the pool, it is still possible, I suppose, that we see Vici Gaming go for the Shadow Earth Spirit type of route. But with the Disruptor, that is maybe something they're going to save for the second phase. Picking up your first two support heroes, may lend yourself to an awkward mid game and awkward mid draft rather. But it seems like Vici Gaming, this is what we saw from them almost exclusively throughout the opening. The open qualifiers. Tidehunter for ROTK, get Burning, a nice solid support hero, and then just be okay with that. The Tidehunter of ROTK has been played pretty darn well, honestly. He's been, getting Ravages off when it counts. His farm has been pretty consistent, mostly because he's been stacking up the jungle a lot, or the team has been stacking up the jungle a lot for him. He dies a couple of times in lane, but honestly, what Tidehunter doesn't? So this is going to be Vici Gaming perfectly in their comfort zone, and unable to get information about their previous game. So I don't know if they ran something similar, but I would assume they did. I don't know. It just seems like what Vici Gaming are really the most comfortable at. And usually at this point, they're going to grab something along the lines of Death Prophet for CTY over in the mid lane. Seen them run the Queen of Pain with this Tidehunter as well, but they have gone for giant, massive AoE strategies in some of the previous open qualifier games. On the CDEC side, in the meantime, they're going to take a different route on this game as well. Going to grab their Alchemist, a hero that was banned out second phase against them in their previous two games. CDEC definitely in their comfort zone as well. Alchemist, Earth Spirit, it's a pretty nice combo, I suppose, but the really downside of this is that Earth Spirit ganking the mid lane is going to be a little bit difficult. Most likely Vici Gaming are going to have a hero that has a favorable matchup up against the Alchemist. That's usually just how that works. And, well, that means that Earth Spirit, even if he rolls in, won't really get that much help. Like, what can Alchemist do? Acid Spray? Ooh, scary. I'm still kind of counting on Vici Gaming grabbing one of those really powerful mid lane dominators for CTY. Death Prophet is banned, of course, so Queen of Pain probably a big one. We've seen him run a DK, and it was decent enough for them to scrape together a win. But I definitely like CTY and some of these more flashy action heroes. Invoker, another one that is in the pool and probably in consideration for the Vici Gaming squad. As far as Sylar is concerned over in that safe lane, he's been playing pretty much a little bit of everything. So I'm not really sure if CDEC can actively ban him out. Taking out the Drow Ranger just to make sure they don't get cheesed out. very important to do when you're planning on running this kind of slower game with the Alchemist. CTY is, still going to have his pool of heroes, as will HYM for Vici Gaming. But CDEC, they have their mid lane. Super Alchemists is definitely super indeed. Get the roaming Earth Spirit as well. So you do want to try to play around this Earth Spirit as much as possible, just by getting heroes that typically will be able to shrug off his gank attempts. And hey, there's one right now for VG Gaming in the Juggernaut. There's a non-zero chance that we see this Juggernaut going mid, although it is more likely we see him going towards the top lane with the Disruptor, and they don't know who their opposition is going to be just yet, but glimpse someone back into a spin, get some sort of disable. Lion is still in the pool. You should be able to put some serious harassment on whoever that is. Probably kill them off if they're a little bit too far up, and if not, then the only reason I think you're not getting those kills is because you force the enemy to go all the way into their own jungle, which is of course a nice win regardless. So CDEC are going to have their off lane, it looks like, be a little bit of a struggle. They probably don't want to go ahead and grab a Darkseer type hero right now for their squad, just going up against an opening Disruptor from the CDEC team. Always a little bit awkward there, but ooh, it's going to be a Phoenix for the CDEC squad. Definitely another comfort zone hero. They are now with 3 strength heroes after having banned out a Timbersaw. So things looking pretty good for CDEC as far as that is concerned. The extra sustain up against VG Gaming, it may just be the tide turning in their favor. Sustain for the Alchemist, being able to tank up just that little extra bit of damage up against an Omni-Slashing Juggernaut with Gush on you, might just be the difference. But honestly, it's a Phoenix. What more can you expect from these Chinese teams? I'm pretty sure we've seen every single team in the qualifier pretty religiously pick up the Phoenix or ban it out, which is pretty much the same thing. Now, this does open the door, I suppose, for a Faceless Void Phoenix combination, and that is incredibly powerful. The only real downside associated with that is that grabbing the Faceless Void is still not going to be having the cleanest lane experience. You'll get the Iron Talon, you can still go into the jungle and have a decent time there, so it's not going to be the end of the world. But CDEC supporting cast definitely looking very strong with Earth Spirit on the roam. Phoenix babysitting whoever's going towards that safe lane. It really doesn't get that much better. So Rabbit should have a pretty free time, and well, he just got 2 games of the Sven done, and it doesn't seem like this is going to be the worst game in the world to pick up a third. I would not be surprised to see that run back by the CDEC squad. You get the extra sustain, extra armor up against Juggernaut and Tidehunter. I don't really see any reason why they should not go for that one right now. They may want to get a little bit more of an early game hero, since the way they've been playing Sven, the way that Sven is traditionally played, you just get farm, and then once you get your Echo Saber, Helm of the Dominator, and maybe +1 item, Blink Dagger, BKB, then really you want to go and look to kind of end the game, or at least get yourself into a game-winning position. But with an Alchemist, they're okay with just playing it really, really slow. Maybe not that slow, though, because Vici Gaming are going to give the Juggernaut, it looks like, over to CTY, give Sylar the Terrorblade. And now Vici Gaming have some pretty... God damn it, my audio is still cutting out frequently. How is this possible? I see the white thing, it's fine. I'm gonna amp it up, I guess, more. Hold on, guys. I don't really know where I found those settings. Voice, here we go. Microphone volume, receive volume. I'll just bump those up still a little bit more. And now it should not cut out at all. Okay? Is this working? Please, please tell me that this is working, because I don't know, I could just keep raising it, but at a certain point it seems kind of counterproductive to just keep doing that if nothing's changing. Thank you for telling me that it is, in fact, not working. Hopefully you'll hear the important things. Yeah, but the Terrorblade for Vici Gaming is going to give them pretty scary mid-game timing. The issue with that is, Juggernaut, as far as a mid-game action hero, is very hit or miss. With Omni-Slash, you're good to go. Without Omni-Slash, you're going to be feeling a little bit more cautious. But still, Vici Gaming should be able to at least get into positions where they're going to consider forcing fights with having the Metamorphosis on the Terrorblade and, of course, the ultimate backup from the Tidehunter and the Disruptor. And CDEC aren't going to stay the course. Faceless Void, the pick for them. But for Vici Gaming, their late game is pretty darn difficult for CDEC's late game to take care of. even with an Alchemist like Juggernaut and Terrorblade, they will tear you up if you let them get to the late game. That's just what Terrorblade does, you know, the balanced demon man, able to get involved in these early game timing pushes, and then late game, he's just going to flood you with illusions. Yeah, Phoenix is okay up against Terrorblade. Being able to slow down the attack speed of the illusions to pretty much 0 is definitely very useful. And yeah, the Faceless Void control as well. But still, I'm liking where Vici Gaming's draft is going. Very, very much so in their comfort zone. Able to get active a little bit earlier than CDEC. The Phoenix's ability to fight is, you know, kind of limited to his allies in the early stages. Can be very high, but in other situations, you know, if he's all alone or whatever, if he doesn't have the proper backup, if he's just trying to help out a Faceless Void, then things might get a little bit awkward. Vici Gaming may be a little bit low on hard control right now. Lion is still in the pool, and it seems like that might just be one of the safer picks that Vici Gaming can make right now. Dazzle also, you know, along the lines of that Oracle, might just be enough to save that Terrorblade in times of need, and you know, getting an answer to the Chronosphere is definitely something you want to be doing. That's something we've seen Burning grab the Vengeful Spirit for, almost just as an anti-Faceless Void pick. It's like, oh, my ally's in trouble, I'm just going to swap him out. And usually that works out just fine. CDEC last pick, Gyrocopter. I mean, this is a hero that does put in a lot of damage towards the Chronospheres. The Clinks was picked up previously for very much so the same reason. Just put damage into the Chrono as much as you can. And Gyrocopter is one of the better heroes at doing it for sure. The AoE up against Terrorblade is going to be incredible, but I'm worried for CDEC's damage output, honestly. I mean, the Gyrocopter will have some pretty high early game damage, and you know, much like the Terrorblade, the hero kind of does it all. But now Vici Gaming are going to go ahead and give Burning a Lich. So that Ice Armor is going to really cut into the effectiveness of the Alchemist, the Faceless Void. And honestly, like Earth Spirit, Phoenix, they are only sometimes going to be in positions where they can do a lot of damage, you know, non-physical damage, that is. And with Vici Gaming having a healing ward, I think most of the time they should be able to deal with that. Like Earth Spirit is just a kind of a low damage hero. His spells don't do all that much. And Vici Gaming are tanked up a lot. Like Tidehunter will definitely go for Mechanism into Guardian Greaves down the line. Terrorblade has like 11 starting armor. Burning, of course, will give everyone extra armor. So CDEC, their magic damage may not be high enough in this game. Despite having amplification on their physical from the Alchemist, there really just is no contest. Vici Gaming are going to resist your physical right clicks. It's just going to happen. So what CDEC have to do is make sure that the lanes aren't terrible. Of course, Guardian, we've seen him just instantly win games for CDEC because he's been so successful in his rotations. That is not going to be a bad thing. But try to sit on this Juggernaut as much as possible with the constant pressure. Force him into his tower all the time. Make sure that for Vici Gaming, they're not able to stack up for ROTK. Is another big one. They have been relying, as I said before, very, very heavily on ROTK, getting stacks in order to be successful in the game. And if you're able to either block it or let him stack up and then jack it with the Alchemist and Gyrocopter, that is going to be huge for CDEC. So this Tidehunter is definitely a very important centerpiece for Vici Gaming. This camp is going to be, I want to say, determining whether or not Vici Gaming have a good game or a bad game. Because CDEC definitely do have answers and then some to that Tidehunter. And we can see they, like, by banning out the Vengeful Spirit, they clearly have shown that they know what Vici Gaming are up to with this Tidehunter play and with their gameplay in general. So they have the answer. We'll just have to see if they are able to land the answer. And we're also going to see if Yao is able to get all that much on this top lane. Just the glimpse back into Metamorphosis, it's dangerous, but they really would like Vici Gaming another stun on top of that if they're going to consistently kill off a Faceless Void. So it seems like this may be a lane where Void is able to get some sort of experience. And we'll see where the Lich is actually going to end up. It's of course going to eat that the range creep over in the mid lane first of all. May just join up the Juggernaut, try to really cut into the Alchemist's farm. And a low-level Alchemist, low-farm Alchemist is an unhappy Alchemist. Yeah, but on the whole, I think I like Vici Gaming's draft just a little bit more. CDEC, they will have to hit some very specific timings. They will have to connect with their teamfight ultimates, sequence them correctly on the right heroes at the right time. The ease of execution is definitely in favor of Vici. We have a interesting mid lane matchup, to say the least. Where did the bounty runes go? One to the Juggernaut. Wasn't looking at where Super got. I think he did with the boots. Yeah, it is going to be what looks like just a pure Lich Juggernaut dual lane. Now, Super will be able to shrug off this harassment most of the time, but yeah, his regen is not incredibly high starting out. We can see already forcing himself to buy a salve, and burning, constantly taking this experience away from the Alchemist is going to hurt. Or towards bottom lane, RTK though, speaking of hurting, is going to be able to get away this time. The balanced Sunray with the roll in is a lot of damage once you get level 3 on the Gyrocopter, but up till then, you need the right clicks, and the right clicks can only do so much versus the Tide. The Tide is actually feeling comfortable enough sticking in this lane, and to be fair, so is Yao. So it seems like we may have an off-lane scenario for both teams, rather, where there's actually going to be no Iron Talon needed. Still, Iron Talon is better to have than not, but it's not going to be like a absolute 100% necessity of an item. Wow, that Frost Blast looks funky as hell, but still Super able to drop that Acid Spray. And, you know, even though the Juggernaut is kind of just an anti-Earth Spirit mid lane selection, kind of a greedier one, knowing that there's not much power in the Alchemist mid, still it is Acid Spray going into a Juggernaut that does add up quite a bit. So C2Y's got to watch himself, got to make sure not to stick in that Acid too long, and not to get into a fist fight with the Alchemist when that is the case. He has the armor advantage when he's out of the Acid, but when the Acid's on the deck, it's pretty much all even across the board. So it looks like Sylar is going to have a fairly free time up on this top lane. No way for Yao to really contest this, but again, Yao isn't really in all that much danger. Got a lucky bash up against HYM as well. Even with Burning coming in, Yao taking a Frost Blast, he'll just negate that completely. So yeah, these supports from VG Gaming aren't exactly early game pressure supports. The same cannot be said for CDEC, who do have Garter, although he is kind of camping out on this bottom lane, trying to keep ROTK out of the lane as much as possible. VG Gaming's ability to make plays in the early game aren't really there. It is only really on the top lane Faceless Void where they're able to make some plays. And even then, it's kind of isolated. They're going to catch ROTK with a Sunray. That's going to do very little, actually. He's got 7 tangos still. He's fine, man. He's perfectly okay. And it seems like from the VG Gaming side, at least, we're going to have a pretty passive phase. The Earth Spirit, capable of playing aggressively, can't really do so up against a Juggernaut. So it seems like Garter will also have a rather slow game. Oh, RTK, though, kicked up to the high ground. I don't think I've actually seen this before. Like, of course, we've seen heroes clipped by, like, Rubik's and Darkseers and whatnot, but kicked up by an Earth Spirit? It's like shooting fish in a barrel. They see him, they're gonna buzz. Oh, is that out of range? Okay, Rocket Barrage is out of range. Can't you just, well, yeah, they can see him still. I'm pretty sure RTK is just dead here, right? Mischance, please. He has a TP scroll, but there's an Earth Spirit camping out, so if he tries to TP, he's just gonna get stunned. The Lich, at least from Burning, is going to grab the lane while RTK is off of it. But this is definitely not how you want to spend your off lane as any hero, as a Tidehunter is stuck. And as long as there's vision here for CDEC, and there is going to be vision forever, it seems, with this Observer Ward, RTK is not getting down. Is there anyone on VG Gaming who can get him down? No, there's not. If only you can glimpse him down. Disruptor, work some magic and make that happen. Man, that is awkward as hell. So what do you do here as Tidehunter? Just AFK, right? Go to the bathroom, get another drink. Because now this lane is absolutely free for Rabbit. It wasn't really contested before. Oh, RTK trying to teleport out. Guardian kick. Will stun. Where you going, RTK? That teleport gold belongs to CDEC now. This is like the ultimate feels bad, man. Check out that frowny face. So yeah, he got clipped, I think, a minute ago. So we'll say 3:30 is when he first went up here. I feel like the only way VG Gaming get him down is if they make a pretty big rotation with multiple heroes, and they actually fight over Tidehunter and try to, like, you know, distract away the stuns so that he's able to get away. There's, though, a homing missile on Rabbit, so even he has a way of canceling the TP from ROTK, assuming he had another TP, which he does. It should still be on cooldown, though. You know, I said ROTK is really heavily reliant on stacks to really recover from usually a very mediocre Tidehunter phase. This is not a mediocre Tidehunter early phase. This is pretty bad. Slow roasting. Yeah, Burning's gonna try to back him up. Man, I really hope a first blood kill doesn't happen elsewhere. Because the earlier they kill off ROTK, the earlier he gets back into the lane. Oh man, 2 minutes RTK. Why are you AFK? You're gonna get hit with low priority for abandoning the game, man. Gotta get some experience there. In the meantime, Yao, he's level 5. He's loving this. Oh, are they gonna kill off ROTK? No, not yet. He's still alive. For now, hide behind the tree. Stay in the trees. Oh no, 60 HP. 50 HP, boulder smash from Guardian to get the kill. They show mercy, they bring the Tidehunter down off the cliff. But they do waste 3 minutes of his time. So he's only level 3. And as I said, Yao, he's loving having the off lane right now. He's level 5, pushing level 6. With, of course, Time Log at the ready. And a Phoenix who should have level 2 Sunray by now. He does. So getting the Chronosphere kill is definitely a possibility at this stage. Once again, guys, I hope everyone in Dota TV is able to hear me properly without cutting out. And if not, then be sure to, you know, make a fuss. I will try my best to fix it. I don't know what that would entail, but I'll try. CTY, Omni Slash into Guardian. 1, 2, 3 slashes. Got the Earth Spirit. Guardian did bump up against CTY for a little bit. Now CTY gonna try to jack some of the creeps. Stole 1, put the 2 mini shard golems on a cooldown. Now he's gonna spin the rest down. It's not a ton of gold that the Alchemist just lost there, but you know, these are the small type of plays that VG Gaming can do to slow down the Alch. Along with the Lich, it will add up quite a bit. We can see that VG Gaming CTY is on top of the net worth chart, even above his friendly, free farming Terrorblade. So he's going to be just fine, and if we look at ROTK's jungle, we have 1 stack. I guess that's a 2 stack. 1 double stack of creeps. And a very, very bad cliffed early game. So it is CDEC to have, you know, pretty much the start they want. The Alchemist has not received pretty much any significant kill pressure. Yeah, passive pressure, I suppose, by the threat of being killed off by a Juggernaut Lich combination. Of course, the Lich stealing his creeps and whatnot, but he is well on his way towards an armlet. First under pressure, though, is going to be this Gyrocopter as CTY and Burning wrap around level 5 on the Lich. That Ice Blast is going to hurt like hell. Plus the spin is going to mean that he's going to take pretty much no damage from Rabbit. That should be a kill. TP out. I think they have enough damage. It's going to be really close. They do get the kill. Ooh, Blade Fury level 4 is a real spell, guys. And now Lich is going to grab that level 6 off of that as well. So even more damage from the support of Vici. They're going to find HYM with the Boulder Smash. Roll in. Jump in from Yao as well. And beat him down. Roast him with a Sunray. Phoenix is going to grab that kill. It's a very easy kill up towards top lane, and the great thing for CDEC is that they can do the exact same thing in 15 seconds. Get Q another Sunray, use Yao to drop a Chronosphere on the Terrorblade, and Sylar's health pool is not really that deep right now. Has a lot of armor, but that's about it. You can see he doesn't want any part of it. He's going to bail out. Of course, ROTK is you know, trying to do what he can in the jungle. What he can do isn't that much, but I guess they did kill off the Gyrocopter, so this lane should be a little bit more free for a little bit. Metamorphosis push with just a Juggernaut to have the healing ward. But this is something that CDEC are probably going to be more than willing to defend. And, whoa, okay, this is some defense right here. 4 heroes smoked up coming in. Chronosphere on 2 is possible but difficult up against these two unless they clump up like this. Chronosphere onto 2 with the call down and the Sunray and the Boulder Smash and the roll in. Sylar gets the Sunder off, but he's not going to have enough to turn and fight. So Rabbit just takes a little bit of damage there. It's a nice, clean 2 kill for CDEC as Vici Gaming stack up just a little bit. You're thinking about going for OTK, but it looks like they don't have enough for that. That is, that's what happens when you have a Faceless Void, guys. Turns out Faceless Void Chronosphere is pretty good, especially when you have a Sunray and a call down. Even the spells from the Earth Spirit weren't perfectly placed, kind of just dumping damage in willy-nilly. But for Vici Gaming, that is a significant loss. Those 2 heroes are the only heroes on their team that are farming well. RTK is on the bottom of the net worth chart for the team, below his friendly Lich. Bounty Rune is going to change that, though. He's so wealthy now, and he's finally going to be able to start stacking for himself. But again, CDEC, they have a Gyrocopter who's very comfortably farming. Super, despite being up against the Lich, is still in a very good spot, all things considered, though, yes, behind the Juggernaut, is not really supposed to be ahead of the Juggernaut at this stage. And they still have heroes that can steal this. If they steal this, ROTK, kiss dreams of an early mechanism, goodbye. And with no early mechanism, there's going to be no early timing push into these tier 2 towers, which you usually should want to do when you have a Terrorblade on your squad. So just, you know, locking down that Tidehunter, having kind of echoing repercussions in this game. And burning an HYM, no one expects the ganking Disruptor Lich. Going to be looking to mess with the Alchemist as much as they can. They're going to run to Guardian. There's a Chain Frost, level 4 Frost Blast. He's going to get glimpsed right back into a Static Storm. Frost Blast, Chain Frost to break the TP. And the two supports will grab the Earth Spirit kill. 2v1, no fair. Not a huge kill. And we were definitely looking to do that exact same thing to the enemy Alchemist. But you're not going to not take it. They will, however, lose their top tier 1 for it. Vici Gaming not making any significant trade. The last time they tried, it did not end well. Although they do have Metamorphosis, so there's nothing really stopping them from trying again. Chronosphere is up. Supernova, is it close? It's very close, but not quite up yet. Level 3 Sunray, though, means you don't really need a Supernova if you're going to get these kills. The tower is going to be pecked down by the Demon. Acid Spray kind of being balanced out by this Healing Ward, and now his illusions are starting to fall. Super is going to show himself. He does have the Armlet plus Chemical Rage, so he does have a lot of effective HP here. Tower and deny range. Are CDEC going to deny, or do they want to bait Vici Gaming in? Vici Gaming are not going to take this bait. They remember what happened. They're going to make sure that does not happen again. I think this tower should be denied, although they could definitely fight over it in the future. And CDEC themselves are stacking up quite a bit for Rabbit. Already got that extra range and stats from the Dragonlance, and he has another pretty sizable stack of Ancients for himself, even bigger than that of ROTK. So Rabbit's going to be hitting pretty darn hard, and with this Dragonlance pickup, it is possible that we see Rabbit obviously call down in the Chronosphere, but actually right-click into the Chronosphere as well. It gives them a little bit more leeway, let's say, into that Chronosphere. So I do like this build from the Gyrocopter. Although, you know, in general, I would say SNY on Gyrocopter is one of my preferred heroes to get SNY on. I like it on him, let's say, over than a Lifestealer, which is still good, but I don't quite like it as much. Dragonlance with the extra range is going to be even more relevant in this game than it usually is because of the Faceless Void on his team. So I do like that that decision from Rabbit to go for this item. Plus, it's a Dragonlance on a range hero who's agility. Nothing really wrong with that now, is there? Here comes the Smoke Chronosphere gank. Scan where a Terrorblade will usually be farming. It's going to reveal nothing, and it seems like they won't find anyone Vici Gaming in the meantime. Just trying to secure this stack for the Tidehunter. He is level 8, so, you know, Ravage, level 4 Anchor Smash, it's pretty good. But ROTK is going to show himself over in mid. And CDEC probably will not hesitate to drop a Chronosphere on him. Call down, and the right clicks. Rocket Barrage is there as well with the Chainsaw for the Boulder Smash. Tidehunter down again. ROTK is having a pretty bad game. And honestly, I'm not really sure how much you could blame him. He just was the victim of circumstance and continuously is being ganked. As long as he's able to clean his stack up, though, that will essentially mitigate at least a little bit of this very, very sucky early game for him. But until that happens, CDEC are, you know, doing pretty well for themselves. And the Juggernaut is on top, CTY, still getting an incredible amount of farm. 2,500 gold, now looking at Roche with the team. Healing Ward with Metamorphosis means that this is going to be pretty quick and pretty safe. Especially since CDEC do not smell this one. With no Chronosphere down, even if they knew that Vici Gaming were here, which I'm not sure if they do, they wouldn't be willing to fight it. Phoenix is good in the area, so is Acid Spray, Call Down, and whatnot, but yeah, you're going into Metamorphosis. Good luck. Here comes the Alchemist. Time for a sick Aegis steal. Oh, no, okay. I guess you can't steal it with an illusion. Aegis deny. Can't attack Roshan either, so you have to like wait until he dies first and then attack the Aegis. It's hard. And it's not going to happen anyway, because it just died beforehand. But for Vici Gaming, they do have the double life now. And this is going to at least facilitate that early game timing push that I was talking about before. ROTK mechanism timing, is it on the Courier or anything? Kind of building in towards that Buckler. They have Static Storm, they have Chain Frost. And at this stage in the game, just 15 minutes in, Chain Frost still does an incredible amount of work. Vici Gamer is going to take control of the enemy jungle. This is, in theory, cutting down on the Alchemist's farm, but in reality, Super is still just elsewhere farming it up. with Relic on the way. VG Gaming looks like they'll get a tower for free. Double Light on Sylar keeps him essentially perfectly safe versus the Chronosphere combos. Nice Boulder Smash, man. So they will just leverage that into probably 2 tier 2s, or at least 2 towers. And they take this one without using Metamorphosis, which isn't even up. Top lane's being kind of raced by CDEC, but it's only Yao pushing, and this is a Faceless Void. With no damage items except for Power Treads trying to push, it's not going to go incredibly quickly. And in the meantime, Rabbit, oh, he's in a precarious position right now. He's pretty bulky with the Dragon Lance and the club. He's going to go into the Ancients. Looks like Vici Gaming are spotted by an Observer Ward, and yeah, it looks like there's going to be nothing there. So Vici Gaming, are, at least to their credit, are getting some push going on. But they are, you could tell, very, very scared about this Chronosphere from Yao. With the Blink Dagger now up on the Void, Chronosphere is going to be that much easier to land, and this time has a level 4 Sunray behind it, plus the Supernova. As far as damage into the Chronosphere is concerned, CDEC are pretty much topped out for right now. Plus, as long as the Gyrocopter keeps farming, they should be able to, get him up to a point where he's able to buy a damage item comfortably. And then, of course, he's going to right-click into the Chronosphere for quite a bit of damage, on top of using Rocket Barrage and Call Down and whatnot. Vici Gaming, they're looking for their second tower right now. Level 2 Omni Slash does represent almost 100% of the time a free kill, or at least a lot of damage. But they do not see up the high ground right now. Faceless Void, Chronosphere, not going to be used just yet. I think Tidehunter saw him. Oh, now he definitely sees him. Tide is going to see the Void and the Blink Dagger, gush him to cancel the Blink, and force the jump out. Meantime, Terrorblade just doing balanced Terrorblade things. Gonna take out that tower, and it seems like they're going to find the stack as well. With the Battle Fury, they'll be able to clean it out pretty quickly. I don't know if RTK got any of that, but its mechanism is, I want to say, coming out. There you go. The classic 17-minute mechanism timing. It's actually not that bad, but yeah, let's just say it could have been faster. CDEC are giving away a lot of space to Vici Gaming. A lot of the map is being consumed by the Dire side. It is pretty much par for the course whenever you have an Alchemist on your team. You expect that to be happening. And he is keeping up relatively well, although the Alchemist's farm is still behind that of the Juggernaut, which is surprising to say the least. C2Y working some really big magic. Guardian glimpsed back into a Static Storm. Rip in pieces Earth Spirit. Pretty easy kill. Plus the tower denied from Sylar. Now looking for more. I don't think they have anything else. Oh yeah, I was going to drop a 3-man Chronosphere with the Sunray and the call down onto everyone. HYM is not going to die just yet. Sylar does it the Sunder. Ravage from RTK is going to help them disengage. Q in the meantime, though, is just going to drop the Supernova. Sylar's going to burn through it immediately, and HYM doesn't even die to that. The damage wasn't high enough. And now Faceless Void, he's chased down, glimpsed right back into a field. He is a time walk. He'll get up to the high ground. Chain Frost can cancel this TP burning. Oh, I think lost vision there or something. Decided not to cast that. Maybe out of range. But CDEC, either way, falls short in the damage department. Something I did not expect to actually happen. Glimmer Cape from the Disruptor, though. A pretty big item to have on this hero right now. I mean, there are no, I guess, similarly big items on these supports in this game. HYM Glimmer keeping himself alive. Of course, there was really just a couple of ultimates being casted from the CDEC squad, and even though that was an absolutely fantastic Chronosphere, not quite enough damage is going to let Vici Gaming not only survive that, but collect quite a few kills afterward, delay the timing of the Radiance from Super, which at this point, 19 minutes in, as an Alchemist, you want to be with Radiance, with Travels, closer to Travels at least, not up yet. So this is a rather slow game from Super, all things considered. Vici Gaming winning that fight, yes, is going to set them back a little bit because they've used their Ravage and Omni Slash and whatnot. But now ROTK is going to clean up this delicious, delicious stack. Not worried about CDEC crashing this party. He started off with 900 gold. He's going to find himself at like 1500 easy. Probably closer to 1700 gold after he's done with this. And still they have Sylar happily farming away with C2Y still somehow on top of the net worth chart. Above the free farming Terrorblade, above the enemy Alchemist. Turns out C2Y is a pretty good player, guys. Able to find farm out of seemingly nowhere. Haven't really been paying close attention to the Juggernaut. Battle Fury, Yasha, these are type of items that help you bounce between the neutral camps very quickly, at the same time clear them out very quickly, but man, usually not this quickly. VG Gaming have a pretty significant edge right now, and absorbing that Chronosphere in that last fight is going to make them at least think about playing more aggressively. With the mechanism up on Tide Hunter, you could usually survive that, I want to say, and at least get some spells off. Maybe not the perfectly placed spells, but good enough spells. Blink Dagger on the Tide as well. That's an Omni Slash ready on the Juggernaut. And VG Gaming, do they have a Metamorphosis? You bet they do. Now, Manta Style is definitely worth waiting for. I don't think it's on the... Oh, it is on the Courier. Okay, there you go. Courier and Blink. Manta Style and Blink, rather, for Sylar. Doesn't get that much better here for VG Gaming. Except for, having an Aegis, which they don't have right now. Not a big deal. Still YOLO push. CDEC, if they do not get a good Chronosphere off, they may end up losing quite a lot of structures, and Super was in a lot of trouble. Hit with a Thunder Strike, which of course means they can glimpse him back. It's not going to do anything. Now he's stuck in the Static Storm, however, so he's going to end up stunning himself. Yeah, Super down, and that's not a huge piece of the defense here for CDEC. Still, they have the ability to defend up against these heroes, but they have no payoff for it. So, like, they may be able to hold, but Alchemist is not going to get paid off, and at this point, they need this Alchemist to get a lot more farm. Glimpses up on the Disruptor. Rabbit is not really in a glimpsable spot, though. But still, Sylar does not care. LeBalance Demon Man going to town on this tower. With his illusions also showing up against Rabbit. Sunray used to kill off illusions is actually pretty nice for VG Gaming, knowing that for the next 20 or so seconds, they don't have to worry that much about a Chronosphere. And as long as ROTK stays far enough behind that he's able to blink Ravage and Mechanism afterwards, I think VG Gaming could have gone for a little bit more. Is Metamorphosis running dry? Okay, it is running dry. Make a pretty nice push out of the blue, get a free tier 3 tower of all towers, and get an Alchemist kill to boot, extending the lead of the Juggernaut even further. And look at this nosedive of a graph. Want to go skiing? This is what you want to ski on right here. And look at that. The timings are all lining up for VG Gaming. No Metamorphosis, not really a huge problem. Scan is going to reveal, so CDEC are going to look to crash this party. And in this type of area, VG Gaming, they are significantly... They're not significantly weaker than CDEC. They are slightly weaker than CDEC. They have their own set of AoE spells, Chain Frost and whatnot. Omni Slash is great here, but you're talking about Chronosphere, Sunray, Call Down, and just being Gyrocopter. CDEC do have an edge in this area. VG Gaming are not going to get caught by this. Let's keep sending out their illusions, but this is just space creation here from CDEC. They may or may not know that they're here. VG Gaming, of course, now do know. But the Alchemist is farming in the meantime. And that's really all that matters. Yao sees everyone. If he jumps in for a Chronosphere right now, he may be able to hit a couple of heroes, but he's not going to be able to actually kill off any of the heroes because his team is just gone. But he's still in the area. You may know that the VG Gaming squad are going to be, looking for the objectives here. Ancients, Roshan, obviously the big one. CDEC not taking care of their mid lane, though. It's going to be pushed in, and that's going to give VG Gaming just a little bit of valuable time to go ahead and start Rosh. And, of course, with the amount of farm they have, starting Rosh usually ends up in finishing Rosh in just a couple seconds. Down, double life for Sylar, and now the push train is back. Honestly, did it ever leave? I'm not sure. It leaves for a little bit when Metamorphosis is on cooldown. We even got Burning with the Hand of Midas at this stage. Level 11 Lich, jeez. Level 8, level 8, level 11 on the Disruptor. These levels on the VG Gaming supports are actually pretty huge. Just a little bit of extra damage here and there. Lich being able to get closer to maxed out on the ice armor is going to mean that the push is going to be that much more effective. C2Y can definitely use that extra armor. Sylar probably doesn't need it quite as much. Yeah, but levels on Lich it's pretty darn nice, especially after having gone for 3-point sacrifice. Here we go. Push round 2. CDEC did nothing to defend last time. This time they have Acid Spray. Super is going to chuck a potion at Sylar. That'll show him. Healing Ward, though, still alive. Not the cat one, so I'm not really sure if it's going to be doing quite as much healing. Jumping Chronosphere. Going to catch into 2 heroes. They got Supernova overhead as well. The damage, though, may not be high enough. Sylar may lose his first life. That's going to make him lose his Metamorphosis as well. But Yao jumps to the background. He's going to get dropped by the Static Storm, as VG Gaming are going to have Sylar back from the dead. Actually, never mind. Metamorphosis is still active. Apparently that's how it works. Ravage now onto 3 heroes, but the Boulder Smash beforehand means CTY has no follow-up, and it's pretty much just an empty Ravage from ROTK. Rabbit is going to lay into the Tide Hunter. Without the backup, Tide Hunter in a lot of trouble. Looks like Mechanism not going to save him. Sylar still low. Has already used Sunder. CTY has Omni Slash, but he can't find a good angle here. They'll lose the Disruptor as well, and Rabbit's going to chase forward for more with Guardian right behind him. Sylar's going to try to juke, try to TP out, but the roll in, not even needed, as the Gyrocopter has enough damage to take him down anyway. And that was Guardian salvaging that fight for CDEC. And the Chronosphere took down the Aegis, and that is not quite good enough. But with that Ravage being kind of nullified by the fact that there was equal stun duration from Guardian, I'll just draw it out here. You know, you Ravage onto 3, but Vici Gaming lined up, trying to get in, Boulder Smash, and that means that the Ravage had no follow-up. It was just a Ravage as a nuke. 290 damage isn't bad, I guess, but it's below average as far as nukes are concerned. And Vici Gaming were also walled off by their Juggernaut, unable to get the Omni Slash. That's usually why we see Blinks at this point picked up by the Juggernaut. He's going to try to roll in, kicked away. Spin is going to help him get back closer to Guardian. He will get his revenge. Guardian left behind by his team. So mean. So mean. It will be the Earth Spirit to fall. Vici Gaming, though, they do use their Ravage, again, without any consequence. It's also 30 seconds left until the Metamorphosis is back up. Vici Gaming have a small period of downtime right now. CDEC need to make use of this for Super, though. He's getting there, man. He certainly is. Mantis Style. Octarine still needed, though, for Super. At least the Gyrocopter's starting to kick in with the damage. Yasha after the Dragon Lance. No longer just a walking spellcaster is this Rabbit. But it still, I feel, would most of the time pale in comparison to what Vici Gaming have to offer. A slightly different Chronosphere. Who knows what's going to happen. But for right now, obviously you wait for your cooldowns as Vici Gaming. You lost the Aegis, so maybe you wait a little while longer. The longer you wait, though, the more problems are going to arise from the Alchemist. The more tries CDEC are going to get with this Faceless Void Chronosphere. It may not be huge, but, the more Chronospheres you land, the higher chance that they're going to be better and better. Or at least land that one Chronosphere that's going to take down your Tier 2s as Vici. Sylar's not really keeping up with the farm department, starting to slip behind. Still not in a terrible spot. Still is definitely threatening enough at this stage. It seems like we're going to have that passive farm time. We'll see how much Rabbit's able to get. We'll see how much Super's able to get. I don't think Phoenix or Earth Spirit can get anything relevant. No Veil or anything like that. Blink Dagger into BKB, I would assume, on Faceless Void here. Aghanim Scepter would be great if he wasn't so poor. So Yao's going to be kind of everyone on CDEC except for the Alchemist and the Gyrocopter are going to be working with the budget builds. And CTY, yeah, there we go. I thought it was kind of weird to see him grab a point booster with no blink, but there's the blink after the point booster. Sequencing, yeah, weird, but doesn't matter. He has all the items that he needs right about now. So now Blink Omni Slash will prevent that situation that we saw earlier where you get the giant Ravage and there's no follow-up. Screw everything. Blink over everyone and get the Omni Slash off with the cleave, ideally. That was a 3-man Ravage that was hit onto heroes that were close enough to be cleaved off of, which would have just wiped CDEC if not for that Boulder Smash. HYM sees a bird. Does he? No, actually doesn't because it's nighttime. Now he does see him. Gonna put him into a Static Storm, but no. Wasted the sun instead. Trading the Supernova for the Static Storm is actually reasonable for Vici. Cooldowns are kind of similar. But Vici Gaming are in a very aggressive position right now, and without that Supernova overhead, CDEC will really struggle to fight if a fight should break out, which I don't think is going to happen. But it is definitely worth that attempt from HYM to get that cooldown out from the Phoenix. Alchemist, though, taking his rightful spot on top of the net worth chart. Manta Style up. Octarine nowhere really close to in sight, but, you know, it'll get there. especially if this Roshan respawn is going to be a long one. Wasn't paying attention to any notifications I got with that, so I don't know how long it's going to be. No clue. They will maybe get a pick off onto ROTK. He's going to walk right past Rabbit into the hard camp. Nobody tell Tidehunter that he's in a lot of trouble. And it looks like they're not even going to jump in. They see CTY. They saw Thunderstrike, so they're not HYMs here as well. They're going to jump in Chronosphere onto CTY, but he is spinning, so you just got to right-click him first of all. Here's the Ravage, try to give CTY a little bit of cover. Now he gets the Omni Slash off onto Rabbit. Mantis Law Split is going to mitigate that damage a little bit, but it will still be enough to, but at least put a lot of damage into the Faceless Void. But now Sylar, showing up with the BKB, is going to help pick off the Phoenix and the Faceless Void. In fact, get both last hits. Disruptor, he does have a glimpse. Where is he going? I have no freaking clue where he's going. Vici Gaming still able to get the Omni Slash off with that Ravage interfering. This is quite a bit of time where the Metamorphosis isn't really doing a whole lot tower destruction-wise. But we're going to be going in anyway. Straight up the high ground with no Chronosphere. There's not much to fear from Vici Gaming. Oh, but they don't have creeps here. That's awkward as hell. You can see how much Sylar cares about that. No creeps? What is this backdoor protection? It is a mild annoyance. Roll in. Guardian's gonna kill the illusions. Supernova as well. Gonna do a really good job at killing the illusions. And the creep wave. Super is pushing forward by himself. Glimpse back. He's gonna still get a stun out onto HYM. It's gonna do next to nothing as Rabbit's still charging in. Field's gonna go up to wall them off. And VG Gaming will fall back before their Metamorphosis is gonna time out. Classic lag as soon as the fight starts, by the way. Juggernaut is doing some serious damage with this Omni Slash. Looks like Eye of Scotty is next on the docket for him, and it's very close to completion, actually. CDEC, there, Alchemist, suddenly Soul Booster. Nothing else on anyone else, though. That is kind of concerning. And the fact that Yao died there is, of course, going to slow his item progression down. Still getting a lot of farm on just 1-2 heroes. Up against an Omni Slash, up against a Ravage is kind of not an ideal position to be in. If they had just a simple item on like the Earth Spear, a little more damage or a Glimmer Cape or a Force Staff or something like that, that might just be a swing item. But in this situation, ROTK, blink forward, forcing out a free BKB charge. Is that 10? No, it's only 8. Never mind, not as good as it could be. Rabbit is going to TP out of here, but Super is not. Glimpse back, Silence, Frost Blast, and Omni Slash. Okay, they got the Alchemist. They're going to push forward looking for more. They see Guardian, can't do anything about it, so they'll just let him go. But that is a big kill. 19k worth on that Alchemist. It's a decent amount of experience, and the last hit going the way of the Juggernaut. And the best part is they only use these kind of expendable ultimates to get him down. Chain Frost still up, Omni Slash, I guess it's a pretty long cooldown. Not Aghanimed, and probably will never be. But still, you don't have to worry about the Alchemist for another 30. Metamorphosis should be up, and it is. And it looks like they're going to say, screw this bottom lane, we want mid lane. It's a lot easier. We can see backdoor protection actually did matter to save the range racks, but there's no backdoor protection this time. And that means Sylar is going to open up a whole big can of whoop-ass on the range raxes and melee raxes. So swoop in from Vici Game is going to get them 2 big objectives. We'll see how much damage these illusions could do. Not much, because they're no longer metamorph, but 200 damage. I've seen worse. And this is really just all in an attempt to wait for Roshan. The fact that Vici Gaming got a free set of Raxes and an Alchemist pick without having a double life is just all the better for them. That means, you know, it's going to mean they could do a lot more with this secondary life that's going to be coming up very quickly. And Lich, can he get an Aghanim Scepter? I'm not really sure how good that is on Lich, but what else are you going to be getting, right? Like, you already have a Force Staff. Might as well get an Aghanim Scepter. I feel like Solar Crest is kind of a forgotten item now. Like, just slapping that on the Juggernaut, or whoever's in the Chronosphere. I don't know, I feel like that might be, at least debatably, the better item. With CTY pushing forward, is going to hit with the Chronosphere. Damage is going to be high again. Is it going to be high enough? Ravage from RTK going to give C2I a lot of space. Now he has enough time to Omniscience. He'll deploy it immediately. There's a lot of creeps here, and he will not do a lot of damage to Rabbit in particular, but the Supernova in the background is going to erupt, and C2I will get caught by it. No damage going into C2I, however, they'll lose the Disruptor in the meantime. Now Sylar, he's going to arrive, not able to get into the fight because he has no Metamorphosis. They will group up, however, and kill off Yao. Looking for more. Sylar's BKB is popped, looking for Guardian as well. Slowed down by the Frost Blast, maimed from the SNY, and slowed down by the Eye of Scott. He's going to give his life, or try to, he's going to try to roll out. Not going to happen. Get body blocked by Vici Gaming. It's going to be a 2-for-1. But that's not the important thing. The important thing is that Vici Gaming took that fight without the Metamorphosis. They still have Terrorblade, very healthy enough to go in for that Roche. And it will be a double life and cheese. Claimed now by Vici Gaming. So this Roche is going to drop like a rock. And CDEC, they used all their big ultimates for it. No chance for them to contest this. So 6 seconds, they'll have the Metamorphosis. 60 seconds, they'll have about everything else. And in that minute time frame where they have, or after that minute worth of waiting, then it's going to be time to probably push this bottom lane. They're already, going in that direction. Are there any big items that CDEC can grab that'll help this situation out? Super's going to shove the top lane. He knows this is coming. Gyrocopter, an MKB, or Daedalus, both good. At this point, he'll take anything. Needs the extra DPS to at least, try to shove back VG Gaming. Again, nothing else on anyone else. BKB on Faceless Void, not too far away, but given his rate of farm, very, very far away. Got a pipe on ROT with the Guardian Greaves. He's good to go as far as defensive power is concerned. Got almost identical builds on Burning HYM, and seems like they will not wait, actually, for the Ravage to be up. Still a long time before that is available. But hey, you have Metamorphosis available to you. No reason not to press that button. And Style, Illusions are all up. Pipe is going to be there, but not really that useful, because, again, CDEC have mostly physical damage. Styler's Illusions are going to be shredded through. Quite frankly, a lot faster than I would expect. Where are these Manta Style Illusions going? Trying to go for the Healing Ward? Ooh, they got it, because of Miss Micro from CTY. But still Sylar, he doesn't care. It's like, my objective is this tower. And damn, I'm pretty sure he's going to get that tower as well. Oh, he's going to pop up a Reflection onto a couple. Ravages there as well. They get the Static Storm onto Super. Can they focus him down? They do end up killing the Gyrocopter, forcing out the buyback. Supernova is in the back with the Chronosphere there as well. It's a perfectly placed one from Yao. It's going to end up getting a huge chain stun on absolutely everyone, but no one's dying just yet. Sylar gets the Sun Drought, and he's still swinging very hard. They kill off Rabbit for the second time, and Sylar, C2Y, both surviving still. CDEC get the picture-perfect team fight. But there's just not enough damage, and Yao, well, he has to time walk out of there. He'll be just fine, but the melee Raxes, not as much so. ROTK is just going to single-handedly body back CDEC as the two damage dealers are going to go to work on the structures. Objective secured here by VG Gaming. Did they use the cheese in that engagement? I assume they did. They did. That must have been on CTY. I didn't really get a good look at that, but either way, two Raxes in the lead, no damage output from the CDEC squad means that Vici Gaming's heroes can stick around here. And what else would they do? Go up to top lane and try to push that one out? That's going to take way too long. Might as well take down tier 4 while you're here. I don't know what CTY is doing. He's killing off these neutral buildings. Gotta get the free cash. Screw the towers, man. CTY wants the creeps. Still 10 seconds left for the Alchemist. CDEC are going to try to push the rest of VG Gaming out. Reflection is there. Couple of crits. Cleaving over even. Guardian gets another nice kick to save Yao. The Faceless Void will survive for a little while longer, but Vici's Gaming, they have just completely demolished the base of CDEC. Still a random awkward tier 2 here, but you could bet that that is going to be dropping soon enough as well. Vici Gaming do not have much time left with this Aegis. Of course, use the cheese. So it's likely that they won't be able to get a push going off of that item timing alone. But hell, they have 3,300 gold on the Tide Hunter. Aghanim Scepter pretty much completed on HYM. It is completed on the Lich. Plus a Butterfly straight purchased by CTY. What does Sylar have? He's got 5,800 gold. Jeez. One-shot Daedalus? Sure, no room for it in your inventory, but your Aegis is going to be reclaimed anyway. Might as well just get that ready in the background. Look at this courier. He's so much stuff. Hey, look at that. Medallion. Medallion Solar Crest, the forgotten item. It's going to be picked up. And again, I think this is a good choice. So yeah, there is a lot of items coming out of VG Gaming after that set of fights. Plus CDEC have a buyback on an Alchemist who can't even really fight anyway. If he had AC, then maybe he can do something in this fight. But he's just outgunned at this point, and Vici Gaming are actually going to push in a lot faster than I thought. Still have the Aegis on the Terrorblade. And he's going to ship out a something to... I have no idea what he just got rid of, but must have not been a huge item. He's just going to go straight to the high ground. Solar Crest onto Metamorphosis, onto Super, going to shove him back just by himself. Super's going to try to throw a stun. He will get it out before he ends up stunning himself, but Siler's going to sunder up, keep on fighting. Ready to use the BKB though, jump in, ROTK, Ravage onto Rabbit, Omnislash is there as well. The Chronosphere from Yao is again great, but there's not enough damage at this point because Rabbit has already fallen. Supernova's off to the sideline, but they'll evaporate Guardian immediately. And now Yao and Q, they're pretty much all alone versus the world. Siler still has a double life, and Q, just a couple of shots to kill him off will do the job. And Terrorblade, he only loses his first life. Super's gonna get run down, and Vici Gaming are going to beat CDEC in a 40-minute slugfest, although I'm not really sure if that is maybe the best word, since CDEC weren't really slugging back. Terrorblade is balance. C2Y turns out is a good Juggernaut player, and RTK, even after like the worst start possible, getting clipped for like 3 minutes and being absolutely god-awful useless, still able to recover and land Ravages where it counts. That's what happens when you give Vici Gaming this many comfort hero picks. They did their best, to be fair, from CDEC to try to eliminate these comfort picks, Burnings, Vengeful Spirit being the big one. But alas, it was a little bit too little, a little bit too late. Vici Gaming are going to claim victory here, and we're going to follow them for one more game as they face up against eHome. Both of Vici Gaming and eHome have defeated CDEC, who are now 1 and 2, and I think they're done for right now. So they have a little bit of a break, but we do not, guys. We have one more game on this channel. Hopefully all the audio is sorted out. I've heard fewer complaints, so I'm hoping that's good. But I'm Mike Lohr. It's been a pleasure casting these games for you guys, and I'll be right back for Vici Gaming going up against eHome whenever that may start. GG.